So let's get started. Let's take this little chuck roast. Let's put just a little bit of olive oil on that. Salt and pepper.
Yum. You can't go wrong with a chuck roast. They're always, I think, good.
Can't.
Yeah.
There's so much you can do with it. Now, the thing about it is you could slow cook this. You could do this in a crock pot. I'm going to take it though, and I'm going to cook it in the oven. Ooh, get that nice and brown. Salt and pepper.
Yum.
So we're going to brown this real quick. Set it back over here. We got the oven preheated to 350. This comes together once you get everything going fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Only the time that you have to cook it. And it depends on the size of your chuck roast. This is a small one.
About 2 pounds, I think it was.
I think this will probably go an hour and a half.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to do everything tonight so we have one pan. You like that, right?
I like that.
I'm going to try to do one pan.
Because you're doing the dishes, so you want one pan, so it's easier on you. That smells good already.
Does that smell good?
Yeah.
And we're going to start releasing just a little bit of those fats in here. So when we go to take our onions, if you want to cut that onion up, I think I'll use that whole thing.
Okay.
I've been on a kick here lately. I really enjoy fennel.
You do.
And it adds such a depth of flavor when you're cooking so many things. I'm going to come back with a little ground fennel because I want that taste to really be throughout this. So this will help start the whole cooking process.
Do you want me to, I got your onions. That's a
Yes.
whole onion. You want your fennel cut up.
Yes, please.
And you just want the bulb, correct?
Yeah, just the bulb and cut it from about here down just into small pieces. So this is a recipe that is not in any cookbook until we make it. But this is something that I envision. Once you start cooking and recognizing flavors, you think, I could take this and put it into here and make this. And I know what this is going to taste like. I know what it's going to smell like. Some of the things that I incorporate into a lot of dishes may seem repetitive, but it is my way, our way, the things that we found that we've enjoyed over the years. My chef friend, Raul, almost every dish that he cooked with beef or lamb, and we've talked about this a million times, but almost every time there was some red wine, there was some bouillon, there was some stock, and maybe some currant jelly.
Currant jelly, the best.
We love it. Now you can add things to that and subtract from that too.
That already smells delish.
You can't go wrong
Yeah.
with beef.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to come right in here and I'm just going to add a little bit more olive oil.
Want some onions?
We're going to take our onions and our fennel.
How much onions you want? I got a lot here.
You know what? Let's do it all.
Do it all? All right. And all the fennel?
All the fennel. Now I always look for fennel when I see it fresh and they have it. Sometimes it's hard to find depending on where you are.
Yeah.
If you can find it, pick it up. Start experimenting with it. It's a wonderful flavor.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to say it tastes like anything because I think it tastes like fennel.
Yeah.
There's some people that say it may taste like star anise a little bit. I think it's got its own thing going on.
It gives everything a great smell when it's cooking,
There's
I
a
think.
real depth of flavor there that is hard to explain, but it's just absolutely beautiful. We've got some mushrooms.
Go ahead and slice those up for you.
We'll slice those up. And if you don't have fennel and you don't want fennel, that's just fine. You could use a liqueur that has an anise in it or a
Right.
fennel that would give it that flavor to some degree. Or if you have fennel seeds, you could add some fennel seeds and let them cook up. So I'm releasing the sugars in this dish. Is your mouth watering?
Yes.
Just all these smells and wonderful things going on in here.
You know, we always start with an onion. It's the best thing
Many,
in it.
many times. You know, I hear a lot of people say they don't like onions.
Oh,
But they eat dishes that they don't know they're in and they love them.
that's right. You don't know. When we were with our friends last night, Karen said that when she watches, even if she's had dinner, she has to go make it. So
Yes.
see, they can just go make it.
She
Even though you
says
had
she
dinner.
gets hungry. Even
That's
if-
right. Even if she already ate.
And that's our goal. Food is beautiful.
That's right.
Food is fantastic. Some people get stuck in a rut, and that's something that we try not to do. This is our kitchen. When I say that, I'm not joking. We're cooking dinner. I know what Kelly likes. I know what you like. I know what I like. And I'm going to try to make something that everybody enjoys. So let's go ahead and harvest a little place out here.
Ready for your garlic?
I want to pay special attention to the garlic. I don't want to overdo it. I'm going to even get a little olive oil right there for its own little batch.
Ready? You want to squeeze it?
If you want me to.
Yes. Yeah, strengthen me.
Ready? That's about 4 cloves of garlic.
Yep.
And it's as fresh as it can be. Now we put our own little spot in here because we don't want to overdo garlic. We know that if you overdo garlic, it's going to be bitter. Here we are, about where we need to be. I'm going to go ahead and put a little more. Let's just lightly pop those mushrooms in here for a minute.
All right.
And for the stock, we want some carrot flavor in there. So in a minute, when I get this going, if you will, Mrs. Farmer, I would like some, just maybe julienne some carrots in here.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a little hole for our beef. Now remember, the smaller your chuck roast, the quicker it's gonna get done. I'll put a little more pepper. Now I'm gonna come in with some beef stock. This is 2 cups. And some red wine.
Let me know when you want your carrots.
For flavor. This will in no way, shape or form, there's no way that putting that in your dish can cause you to become imbibed.
That's right.
Is that a word? Imbibed?
That's a good word.
All right, now let's take some carrots and just julienne. Slide them around the sides just for some of that sweet, wonderful flavor.
Yeah. Oops.
Way, it landed where
Look
it was
out,
supposed
look out.
to. And we'll put a couple carrots in here. We're gonna put in a heaping tablespoon of bouillon. We're gonna put in some currant jelly, about 1.5 tablespoons there. We're gonna take some ground fennel. I'm gonna do a major pinch. That's a big pinch.
That's a good pinch.
Pinch of fennel. Come back with our bouquet garni,
Isn't that cute?
which is again fresh basil, fresh rosemary, thyme, and some oregano. I might even pop some of that fennel out. You know what?
That's a good idea.
Let's put a little bit of that fennel
Want
in
some of that in there?
because I love my fennel.
That looks pretty. I like how it looks. It looks
smell.
Looks fancy. I
smell
know.
that?
I'm excited.
So we've taken our chuck roast and we've taken him off the bench and putting in a starting position.
There you go.
And that's the final 4. Oh, get a whiff of that, Mrs. Farmer.
Wow.
All right, that goes in the oven at 350, and we're going to watch it at about 1.5 hours.
Okay.
We want just a little bit, we don't want it to completely fall apart.
Right.
We want it to have a little shape and form still there, but all those flavors,
Oh yeah.
I can't
It's gonna
wait.
be good.
Let's put it in the oven. Once you get that out and you take your beef and cut it up into bite-sized pieces.
I snuck a couple.
I know you did. Shame on you. So you put this back on the burner and you let the meat become acquainted with its.
Oh yeah.
Get it juiced back up. Now we have our mushrooms. We have all our wonderful tastes and flavors in here. And if you want to thicken that up, you can use some flour and water, or you can use cornstarch and water. And you can see how we're beginning to have some thickening going on here. Now look
Yummy.
at that luscious bunch of stuff right there. So we're about to where we want to be. So we've got some ziti. You could use whatever kind of pasta you want to use on this. All right,
Ready?
it's time. Now this is a pound of pasta. And I'm going to let this go just about 10 minutes. Now, if you remember, I think it was last week,
Yeah.
we did a show and you made some of your butter. This is honey butter. You did a shallot butter and you did an herb butter. And we're just going to put this on the bread.
I let it get room temperature and I'm just gonna load it.
Oh yeah, and we're just going to
Ooh,
put that under the burner.
That won't be good.
So look at this.
I got your bread.
Look at this.
I'm gonna throw that in.
Look at this. Look at this. You know where we're going?
I do.
And I
Right.
see your rolls over
They're
there.
looking
Oh,
good.
my.
They're looking good.
All right, now I want you to look in here.
Yum.
I want you to look at this. Look at that wonderful meat, those wonderful mushrooms.
Do I have to look or
That
can
wonderful
I eat?
gravy.
Do I have to look?
You can take a bite.
Okay, I'm gonna take a bite of the noodle.
Can you dig it?
Oh wow.
Can you taste the fennel?
That is delicious.
I'm on a fennel kick.
Wow. The meat's amazing. I mean another one.